Some houses are abandoned because time forgot them. Others are abandoned because something inside refuses to be forgotten. When my grandfather died, he left behind an old house at the edge of the village. No one visited it for 20 years. No one talked about what happened inside. Until the night I decided to open its door. The house stood alone, surrounded by dead trees and broken fences. Its windows were dark, like empty eyes watching me arrive. The air felt heavier near it, as if breathing required effort. I told myself it was just an old place filled with memories. I was wrong. My grandfather built the house himself decades ago. People said he loved silence more than people. After my grandmother vanished, he locked himself inside and never explained anything. When he died, the house was sealed. No one dared to enter it until me. The wooden door creaked when I pushed it open. Dust exploded into the air like trapped spirits escaping. The smell was unbearable. Mold, rot, and something metallic. I stepped inside, and the door slammed shut behind me. There was no wind. The living room looked frozen in time. A chair faced the wall, not the fireplace. Family photos were scratched, faces carved out. The clock on the wall ticked backward. Each sound echoed longer than it should. I called out, expecting silence. Instead, I heard footsteps above me, slow, careful, like someone was matching my breathing. I convinced myself it was an animal. Deep inside, I knew it wasn't. The staircase groaned under my weight. Every step felt colder than the last. Halfway up, I noticed handprints on the wall. They were small, too small to be mine, and they were fresh. At the top, a long hallway stretched into darkness. Doors lined both sides, all slightly open. From the last door, I heard whispering, my name, spoken in my grandfather's voice. I entered the bedroom. The bed was neatly made, untouched by time. On the wall, symbols were carved repeatedly, circles inside circles. The floor was covered with old notebooks, all written by him. I opened one notebook. The pages spoke of rituals, voices, and promises. My grandfather believed the house was alive. He wrote that it demanded a family member every generation to keep it asleep. The whispering grew louder. The room felt smaller, walls closing in. I realized the symbols weren't for protection. They were locks, and I had just broken one by entering. A mirror cracked on its own. My reflection smiled when I didn't. Behind me, a shadow stood too tall to be human. It smelled like rust and soil. I couldn't move. It knew me. The shadow spoke without sound. It showed me memories that weren't mine. Children crying, my grandmother screaming, my grandfather begging for forgiveness. The house was feeding on them. I ran. The hallway stretched longer with every step. Doors slammed shut, trapping echoes of laughter inside. The stairs were gone. Only darkness waited at the end, and the sound of breathing. The breathing came from the walls, from the floor, from inside my head. The house wanted me to stay, to replace my grandfather, to become its keeper. In the final room, I found the basement door. Chains covered it, broken long ago. From below came a deep, ancient growl. This was the heart of the house, and it was awake. The basement was a pit of bones and symbols. Candles burned without wax. In the center stood an altar. A name was carved into it. Mine. The house had been waiting. I understood then. My grandfather didn't abandon the house. He was trapped by it, and when he died, the curse passed to me. Blood called blood. The house never forgets. The walls began to bleed black liquid. The shadow returned, closer than before. It reached for me, its touch freezing my skin. I screamed my grandfather's name. The house answered instead. I grabbed a notebook and set it on fire. The symbols burned, screaming like living things. The house shook violently. For the first time, it felt afraid. I ran as everything collapsed. I woke up outside at dawn. The house was gone. Only ashes and dead ground remained. People say I survived the fire. They don't know the truth. The house still whispers. Some nights, I hear footsteps in my home. Walls breathe. Shadows watch. I know the house is not destroyed. It only moved. And one day, it will come back